Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, here's the thing, guys. Spiritual enlightenment is a logical process. It's the backward logical process to dissolve all logics. That means dissolving the mind that is curious with questions, and the mind that is seeking for the answer, dissolving the questions and answers altogether. It's a straightforward path. Now, one of the example I can give you to show you that it's a logical is by looking at your struggle. You are struggling, no doubt. Let's acknowledge that. And you ask yourself, why am I struggling? Or why do I have fear in my life? There's a struggle, there's fear in everyone's life. Now, when you ask ourselves, why am I afraid of ... whatever fear is there, or why am I struggling? You experience the struggle. You ask yourself, why am I struggling? When you ask yourself why, there is the answer for your struggle. There's a reason for your struggle. And when you see that reason for your fear or struggle, then use that answer. Why is that important? Why do I associate it with that reasonings? And when you ask why to your first answer, there's a second answer reveals from the second why. So, and if you keep going backward with the why, you start to see the root cause of your suffering, your root cause of having a fear in your life. And when you see the root, you have to dismantle the root, because the root itself is a foundation. The foundation is making you struggle, so you have to dismantle the foundation. You have to, dissolve or deconstruct the foundation until there is nothing more to be dissolved. And that's the way to figure out the plain sight truth, the inner truth, the unchanging truth within. So that process is logical. That process has to be, one has to participate to that process. It's so misunderstood, the no mind, the plain sight truth, with something else. Most of the spirituality is, creating the wall to see the no mind, by ignoring the responsibility of the self-inquiry. You can reflect in your own life and see, what am I doing to figure out the truth? What am I doing to see the no mind in me? Are you just sitting in the silence? Are you controlling the body and mind to get to figure out the no mind, to experience the no mind? That control and sitting in a silence is not going to help to figure out the no mind, to figure out the unchanging truth. It's a conscious effort. It's about witnessing your mind and tracing back the mind backward. And again, the tracing back the mind backward to its root and eliminating the root is logical. It's a responsible work. It's not sitting and ignoring the important part, which is the self-inquiry. Because of that ignorance, because of, that innocent of not knowing how to do is making you not able to see the truth. Some of the people have been part of the meditation or silent practice for decades and decades. And these are the people who are not able to figure out the truth, including myself. In the past, I've done it for years and years of silence practice, controlling the body and mind, inviting certain, bodily technique. When you use any technique or, visualization mantra, when you have those things coming in your spiritual practice, yes, you are dissolving the peripheral environment and moving to a singular focus. And at some point, when you focus so much, the focus itself dissolves. The point of focus dissolves as well, and you have the experience of, the mind drops for a moment, and then you realize, oh, there's no mind. Then that itself is the mind. Most of the, spiritual practitioners are really, anchor in this phase of the spiritual practice. Even you're able to go to that no mind for momentary. After your practice is done, you're back in the world. The drama continues. The fear is still there. Struggle is there. World is the trigger point where we experience the struggle. And when the struggle is there, we fully dive in to fight with the struggle. The struggle overpowers. And the more we involve in it, the more drama we create for ourselves. And that has become the never-ending never-ending world of conflict and fear. We have become so numb to that world. We think that this is the way of life. Yes, the outer world is suffering, but that suffering doesn't have to come inside, and we don't have to prolong that suffering in our heads as the mental narration. That's what we do, isn't it? When we are struggling in the world, we bring that struggle and we create the drama. And because of that, now there's more conflict, more fear. Even the world is the trigger point, that fluctuates our life. We should be able to anchor ourselves in clarity, and we should know how to handle the world as well. How to handle, how to be part of the world without getting, swept by that fluctuation. So, if we are triggered by the world and that world brings the inner battle, that means whatever we are doing as a spiritual practice to liberate ourselves from the inner and outer struggle is not working, isn't it? The no mind that you experience momentarily, you cannot bring that to the world and have the no mind. You can't sustain when you cannot, you're not able to bring that in the world when the conflict is there. The conflict overpowers that no mind. So through the reflection we can see that the approach we are aligned, which comes with a uh, control approach, then then from that reflection we can shift the gear in letting go of that and figuring out what is the way to figure out the truth, and also figuring out how to be part of the world without getting distracted or without getting frustrated by the world. Another thing here I want to share is that people have this idea of a truth as a feeling. That feeling itself is, imagination, or the surge of energy coming in the body is from the control as well. The rising of the energy in the body, is simply the body experience. And you are experiencing that, you see that the energy that is moving in the body. And that's not the truth either. Truth is the one which is watching your drama that is happening in you. Freedom is about, figuring out the background that witness everything that is happening in your life. Moving there to that, moving backward to see the background and the nature of the background, the nature of the consciousness is true freedom. Adding layers and whatever experience we go through from that additional layer is not the truth. It's another experience, it's another layers. There's a saying, the truth is the plain sight, resides in the plain sight. You don't have to add anything to see it. Only thing we need to do is take out everything, including that techniques, the spiritual techniques, spiritual mantras, visualizing, that all gotta go to see the raw background. So, truth is a logical process, a backward logical process of dismantling the mind. And dismantling the mind is to go to the no mind. Again, being part of a silence practice doesn't create a dent in the spiritual path. Until we start to go backward on the mind, and when you start to see your attachment, and when you have this recognition that you have to let go your attachment, now there's a fear resurface in your life. There's an inner battle. And when you see that, now the journey has begun. That's where the journey begins, when you see the fear in your life that you have to let go. That's the real start of the spiritual path. If you don't see that, whatever you're doing as a spiritual work to be free is another conditioning. And it's so easy to numb yourself in that, superficial spiritual practice. By the way, people are already numbed by that work. That's why they are not able to get out of that numbness, not able to dissolve that conditioning. And that's why the inquiry practice has always been discarded. Especially when the technical spiritual work provides you the experience, and when your life is actually, shifting in a positive sense, that spiritual work ingrains in you. And you assume that, it's working, so maybe it's the way to get to the truth as well. That is the complete hopeless hope in the person. So, if your life is continuing with fear, inner struggle, conflict, drama, you are not able to, find the peace within, you're not able to anchor yourself, you're not able to feel ease in yourself, that means it's not working. Whatever you're doing right now as a spiritual work is not working. Because, again, whatever you're doing is adding layers in your life as a spiritual layer. And true spirituality is about dissolving all layer. Again, it's a logical backward movement. It's a logical path to dissolve all logics in life. That means dissolving the mind. That is the true freedom. I hope this video makes sense to some extent, and I hope you're enjoying your backward movement. When you don't see the truth yet, but you're still walking backward, don't get disheartened. This process is not about finding the answer. It's about dissolving all questions and answer in you, so you can see the, what's beneath the piles of questions and answers. So keep going, keep dismantling, keep peeling the layers, and you will not fail if you are sincere in your practice. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Take care for now. See you in the next video. Bye.